Okay viewers, we're back again for another episode and a quick short story. As I was in town one day and the old man actually had to do a gold panning tour for me. I'm always digging in the creeks and I'm always learning too. And I was surprised when I came back, my 2IC told me, Dad walked all the way up into the hills, scraped off some dirt, came down, got some colour. So that's the technique I want to address and learn today.
It's called surfacing. Very old technique. To give you an example, on Red Hill there's no water, so people would go along and they dig a little hole, a couple of channels into it, and they'd wait for rain.
Right.
That was their water for gold panning. Then they could work the surface area on Red Hill.
Okay, not having to get down to the creek.
Just by scraping off that top little shingling effect.
Okay.
You know, gold is transported in ironstone, it's transported in quartz. Ironstone will erode to a red colour, red dirt, but the iron oxidising. So where you see red clay and a shingling of ironstone and quartz, there's your target area. So when you scrape that off, you can see you've worked it. It's smooth. There's no more little shingling of those pebbles. You scrape that shingling off, put it in a dish, go down, wash it, and just keep working your way around that area. So many areas around Hillend. There's an area called Green's Dam.
Right.
Tommy Thompson worked that as his main lease. He never went underground. He never went to the creeks.
Yeah, dinkum.
He surfaced. And of course, Pack talked about, well, it's called loaming, but he used to call it looming.
Right.
And looming was trying to find the quartz vein by taking surface, washing it. Taking surface, washing it, and he'd head up like fingers going up a hill. If he got the most gold from that one, he'd head in that direction with fingers.
Okay, makes sense, yeah.
And keep going. Ran out of gold. I've passed where the quartz vein came to the surface.
Right.
It's back here a little bit further. So he'd come back, and that's where he'd start to dig deep to look for a quartz vein. This loaming was a matter of working the surface, old deposits, shed from a quartz vein. There's plenty of other stories, but that's the main crux of it.
Guys, I need to really highlight and explain that when he went out and did the tour for me, it was some of the most chunkiest, roughest colour I have seen. So I am keen to get out there, find some of that red dirt, quartz, and have some surfacing fun of my own. We've got a gold panning tour on today, so I thought I'd combine a few things. As I was here about a month ago, we've got a little bit of colour on the other side of that ridge. And you can see what I'm doing right now is I've aimed that red dirt and that real rosy quartz that we have up here that Father was talking about. This is the exact type of stuff he was explaining. So I'm going to just scrape off this top layer here, fill up a couple of pans and see if we get some colour. One question I have been asked a few times is, what is this digging tool? And this is called a pelican pick. I have explained it before in a past video, so I'll just quickly go over. You know, the diggers of the 1800s, and I'm pretty sure they used something like this back then. We're a generation of swagmen, you know. So as campers have it, you don't want to be carrying a pick and a shovel, loading your load up, you know. So this is a perfect weapon for a digger, a pick and a shovel in the one, and it is my old faithful. I have moved some dirt with this, but today we're going to try this surfacing, and I can just see that perfect example of what he's talking about, that ironstone and that quartz, that mixture of it. It's only like that far on this top layer that we want to be scraping off, and let's go see if we get some colour, eh? Johnny's been panning with me, helping me with my tours for the last 5 years. He's just sung up from down the creek. And when he sings out, you know it's worth it. We got some colour down here, do we, Johnny? Go on, show and tell what's happening.
We've got 2 cars.
Yeah, let's have a look. Oh, and you found that yourself?
I did.
You beauty.
She was so excited.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm going to take it out. I've got another sample bottle up there, but I'll put it in there for you. Let's have a look at that. Look at that. That's probably a little $20 piece.
$20.
Yes. Woo! Eureka!
I'm so excited.
Ah, congratulations. Congratulations. I'll go, you hold on to that and get your picture taken with it. I'll go get a sample bottle for you.
Okay.
Woo!
Thank you.
Pleasure. Yes. So I noticed some of that stuff up there on the ridge was really clayey, which gives me a real quick moment to discuss a topic I've wanted to for a while. Sieves, okay? And you don't need to be fancy. This is a metal pan. It was already cracking and breaking at the end, so I just drilled some holes into it. Me and Henry, we live an hour away from Bathurst and Mudgee, so I'm not going to drive all the way into town to buy a special sieve. So they're pretty simple. Look, top off a fan as well, you know. The main thing I wanted to address is, like, I was pretty skeptical at first using them because I've been told the old fellas in the area really like the big rocks in the pan to sort of mash and smash and help clean everything up, to help get that heavy stuff to the bottom. But with this clay stuff, you can run through it really quickly with the sieve. And I've just dug a pan, got another plastic pan on the bottom there, put the sieve on top, and that's the easiest way I found to quickly go through and wash up some material that we have just surfaced up on the ridge. And you can see I've just put both pans in the water, got my hands in there and use this like a cheese grating effect and just scrub it through type thing. Lots of water, get it going, get it through, okay? As quickly and as fast as you can. While I do this, I'll quickly tell you a story because I've been asked a fair few times what are my best finds throughout my tours. And my best find ever was I had a couple with me once in a group of about 10, and we were struggling to get some colour, and right at the end a fella said, "I've got a gold ring in my pan," and he did, and I could tell that it was antique because we're right in the heart of the goldfields here in Hillend. So there you go. It's not always gold you find, it's the heavy things, coins, antiques, jewellery. You can see I've just munched that up. Now some people would probably still keep going through that, but you just got to let some dirt go sometimes. You really have to. It's scrubbed out enough for me to think that anything heavy, look, it's all minced up now, and we just go into our normal pattern of our panning after we've scrubbed that through and made it all soupy. But yeah, with the gold ring, the couple, they lived in Sydney. It's a couple of years ago now. And after they found it, they called me back up about 2 weeks later, and they said, "Job, we've just come back from an antique valuer." Said, "You were right, that ring is antique." He dated it at 1905, 18 karat gold, German design, no less than $1,000. So again, you can get lucky. Look, condensed it all down to just about nothing now, and we'll see if we've got any colour. I dug a fair bit of that. See that ironstone and that quartz? So you scrub it down and it is there, you know. And we've got a heap of this red dirt for everybody else up there on the ridge. So hopefully we get some good colour today. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That is bonus. That is banger. Just like the old fella said. That is sweet. That is rough too. I'll take a photo of this and we'll see if these guys get some colour too. Where's your little sample bottle? That's like a little $15 piece there. Jeez. Look, I'm even shaking a little bit. Woohoo! Well done.
Lucky's changing.
Yes. Look at that. That's a monster. Oh, yeah. I'm actually shaking from that. Well done. Yes. Open him up. Yes.
Look at you go, Pagey Green.
He's got a little friend beside him.
Oh, that was probably the one that I was looking at, the little tiny bit.
Dear Lord, that is a wonderful. Hang on, I'll get his little friend as well.
Does that mean I can give up work for a month?
Come here. Got him. Got him. Yes. Woo! Good stuff.
Show me, Pagey. Oh, geez.
Yeah, not wrong. That does not happen every day. I guarantee you that. Got a little nugget up here. Woo! Yes. Yes, a gold stampede. Let's have a look, Mum. Let's see if you've got a little nugget. Guys, I was just explaining to this family here that when you're washing up lead, it's a good sign that you're digging on the right spot, because lead is like the same weight as gold, you know, it's nice and heavy. So you can see we've separated the material, we've got the water here, and now we start to separate the lights from the heavies. And you can see this nice, like an oddity up there. You guys get this from the stuff up on the ridge. Look at this big bit of metal there. And right up beside it, one beautiful chunky piece. Look at that. Perfect. So there's your lead textbook that we're digging on the right spot. And look at that. That's probably a little $5 piece there. A fly turd and a half. Woohoo! There you go. Yes. Good looking stuff. Don't forget, guys, I do gold panning tours, teaching people how to gold pan and identify gold. I bring all the equipment required. Groups and families are welcome. If you're interested, look me up. Tours only go for about an hour, and I stay with you to try to get you some colour.